Well, hello. Another time travel, I take it?
I'm you again, from the future.
Oh, then why are why am I so old?
I am undercover.
At least you're a woman.
What's that supposed to mean?
Well, last time you visited me from the future, you were a man, a very whiny man, too.
Oh, I see. I have no way of knowing how that other timeline went, now that it's been changed.
I can record your visits for you.
Oh, that would be great. Thanks.
Oh, wait, no, never mind. I wouldn't have any way of giving you the recording. You are in some sort of a space-time bubble, totally not part of this reality, almost like a hologram.
Well, but that's true, but I'd watch the recording here.
And what do I do while you watch it? Take up knitting? Boring. I'll just give you the highlights. So, last time you were here, you told me that the elite was murdering something like 80% of all the people to make the world a better place. So, I got Yavi to give people some laws, pretty basic stuff. Do not kill, do not steal, that sort of thing. And of course, he couldn't resist throwing in, "You'll worship only me." I hope that all helped.
I guess it's an improvement.
It better be enough, because Yavi is refusing to do anything else.
You be the judge. The extra people now aren't murdered outright. Instead, they are very, very strongly encouraged to commit suicide. It's like this. Every retired, disabled, or unemployed person, actually, every elderly person, even if they're working, gets bombarded with letters and phone calls saying, do the right thing for your loved ones. Everyone who commits a suicide gets a certain amount of money for their child or any young person of their choosing.
Ah, hmm. This policy has merit.
If a person was terminally ill and in a lot of pain, yes, but they are pressuring everyone who is over 60 and the criminals.
Well, sounds better and better.
Even those who are young and are only guilty of something small like shoplifting, who can easily be rehabilitated.
Um, but no one is forced to do it, right?
They might as well be. They're not only harassed by the government agencies, by their kids and grandkids as well.
Oh,
First, the kids try to subtle approach like, we really need a new roof, but we can't afford it. Then, if that doesn't work, they stop talking to that parent, stop letting them see their grandchild, and after a few months of such treatment, the parent caves in. And then, of course, there's a farewell party with cake and balloons, and everyone being so very sweet, telling them how much they love them and will always remember them fondly.
huh. And what if they have no family?
People without family are actually easier to sell on the idea because they're usually lonely and depressed. And they're told that after they die, they will be immediately reborn. So every moment they spend in their current body is wasted because they could be happy children with loving parents already.
Hmm. But but that could very well be true.
Uh, you are so frustrating. Can't you see that it's wrong to be manipulated and pressured to kill yourself? Even for a terminally ill person, such a person may need extra time to work on some soul stuff. Such a person can come up with a world-changing discovery in this time.
True, but don't their computers evaluate everyone and their potential before they target them? Surely they wouldn't rush someone to kill oneself who is like a genius or something.
Yes, they seem to leave such people alone, and the very rich, of course.
Isn't the world in your timeline overpopulated as well?
Well, yes, somewhat, but
Hey, and isn't there plenty of evidence that the reincarnation is real?
I wouldn't call it solid evidence.
Hey, I'm just being the devil's advocate. I'm not hearing you, but the overpopulation issue needs to be addressed. Isn't that true?
Yes, but there are better, more reasonable ways like reduced reproduction. Right now, birth rate is only down in some countries where paradoxically the standard of living is the highest.
Hmm, that's strange. It would make sense that if people can afford kids, they would have more of them, and if they can't, they won't.
Mhm. This is completely backwards. In the poor countries, people keep having children one after another without any concerns for the suffering the poor babies will have to survive. It's crazy.
Uh, um, so what's this undercover thing you're doing?
I try to persuade retired people to resist the pressures. I have to be one of them to do that, to join various retirement communities and groups.
I see. So how is it going?
And not well.
Hmm. Oh, okay. What is it exactly you think I can do so that future doesn't happen?
Belief in heaven and hell would help. If people were told they'd go to hell for committing a suicide, they might be less inclined.
I told you last time that I find the idea of heaven and hell totally ridiculous. Plus, it is just as manipulative to scare people into prolonging their suffering. Besides, I'm completely and utterly against the religion that tells an outright lie.
Well, we don't really know for sure. Maybe it's not a total lie. Maybe there's something to it. Some near-death experiencers do speak about a nice place that could be heaven.
Hmm. I am sorry, but no. What part of no don't you understand?
How do we disagree so much considering we are the same person?
Perhaps you need to stop your undercover work. You might be getting dementia.
My brain is as sharp as ever.
Ha! That's what all the crazy people say.
Okay. Forget heaven and hell. How about a religion that encourages fewer children?
There are already such things like Baal, for instance, who demands sacrificing babies.
You know perfectly well I don't mean that. I'm talking about something nice, like chastity being a virtue, maybe.
Ugh, you want the earth to be one giant monastery? That would not be any fun.
Okay, but now, how about a religion that promotes homosexuality for daily life and makes sex between men and women for reproductive purposes only, where the baby-making couples would be arranged by their families and they would only be allowed to have one child per, something like 10 years, unless that child dies, and then they could have another as a replacement.
Hmm. You are too much. Get out of here. Go back to the future.
You don't like that idea? Not even a little bit?
Well, I'm okay with telling people that homosexuality is perfectly normal because people have been rather against it, and I'd like such discriminations to stop.
Do that then. Every little bit helps. Oh, I almost forgot. One of the major religions of the future worships some guy as the son of God. Right now, he is considered to be heterosexual. Would you please change that? When this son of God is born, would you make sure he is either homosexual or transgender?
Yes, I don't see why not.
Oh, great. Thanks. At least people will have a proper example of virtue to follow.